I'm currently doing homework right now, but yeah, this would be my first vlog. I mean, I tried doing vlogs, and they didn't work out because they were completely useless. But I wanted to talk about my band experience from when I was a freshman, and yeah, basically, band is fun. I basically just I was in percussion. So at first I was in middle school band, and then um, I just kind of just immediately got taken into high school band. Um, and high school band was a lot harder than middle school band. Honestly, I hated middle school band because I'd get treated like shit by my fellow peers because I was a weird kid. So yeah, I didn't really like myself uh, when I was in the whole middle school band thing. But anyways, after middle school, um, like the summer after I like got out of middle school, I was like an eighth grader going into freshman year, and band camp. It was really hot and it was really fun. The schedule or yeah, daily routine was we'd just go and would go and we would we would just go and do like meet up like all the percussionists, wait for like the everyone to get there, and we did exercises afterwards. Then we just did scales. Originally I wanted to be a snare drummer, but then I got put on this thing called front ensemble, which was pretty cool because it was like it's basically what these instruments called marimbas, vibraphones, and there was this thing called the rack, and it was like a drum set, except it wasn't really a drum set. Really, it was like this table that had cymbals and a bunch of other junk on it, the musical junk. Anyways, yeah, so summer band camp was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. It ended pretty fun. I remember it like it was like last week or something. Um, we got to like watch the previous indoor shows that the percussionists got to do, and I thought they were pretty cool. Um, what I thought was also pretty cool because I experiment with synth music. I experiment with lots of kinds of music. I uh I thought the synths were pretty cool. They made cool sounds and shit, but it was fun. Um so then after summer band camp got into the real stuff, and it was hell. It was hell. Um I ended up getting like severe depression from it. Uh, I think I almost broke down once in class because I remember the band instructor. Um, I mean, like the only reason I only stayed in band was because like I was a drummer in like this metal band, and I was trying to get better at drums. Really learning from that. So that's the only reason why I like didn't quit. um, but it was fun. Um, the band experience, but it was literal hell. Um, Oh yeah. Eventually, I did get the hang of drums and all the rudiments, and it was hard but fun. Um, so then I remember, getting yelled a lot by my fellow peers, and football nights. I freaking hated football nights. They sucked. You literally had to like stay, like, as the front ensemble person, like you literally had to stay until like the game ended, and like, not just that, once the game ended you still had to stay up. So um basically what my routine was early band practice in the morning before school started. School starts, and then after school ended, we would go out and take our shit to the football fields. And it was, at first I thought, you know what, this is pretty fun. This is really fun. So I thought it was, like, I felt confident, but it was the at the end of the football games that I just really really hated. They just sucked. I remember everyone yelling at me because I was doing my best, working hard at putting the stuff back, and then everyone was just yelling at me. It was just complete chaos. So that's what football season was like for me. Well, what we called it marching season. Then after marching season, we did the Christmas concerts, and that was pretty fun, I guess. I remember, just, you know, I had to sit backstage because I didn't really have that many parts, but they would get on to me for just, quote, slacking off when I really wasn't doing anything. At the time, I didn't have a phone. I only had my computer, so that was like my only source of the like outside world. Um, yeah. So then after the whole Christmas concerts and shit, it was, which I always just got flowers from my family because they supported me and I really liked music. So then after that, came the indoor shows. So like at the time, so I was like 15 when this happened. Um, I decided. So I skateboarded my way from my house to school, and at first I got the hang of it, just skateboarding. I can't do tricks though. Then there's like this building next to my school called the HTCC building, um something like that, and the parking lot was pretty empty. So out of nowhere, my dumbass thought it was a good idea to just switch feet. And what I did was, when that happened, um this is the board and this is me. I basically fell, and then my ankle just went like that really fast, and it turns out I broke it. But what's crazy is I was actually walking on that. It's just crazy. Yeah. But then next thing you know, I was on crutches. So, being on crutches was pretty fun, but it sucked. I still have the screw in my ankle from the surgery, but surgery, best sleep of my life. Um, yeah. So then, you know, I was I was in I was in a cast throughout indoor season. I'd say halfway through there, and then I eventually got out of the cast and got moved to a boot. So after that, I didn't play anything after that. They just were like, okay, you can't play anymore. So that kind of sucked, especially since I was just getting into the music because I wasn't really into band music at the time. I was more of like obsessed with heavy metal. Oftentimes, I would actually headbang in class. Um, I remember this one time when I was on a boot, and it was this big school, and usually whenever we're doing indoor tour, like it was like a tour, I'd say, doing indoor shows at other schools, and this school was so big that like after like um I went to ask the band director if I could use the restroom, and apparently these other two kids, who they were like the staff at the time, like the staff of the of our of like they would help us move stuff, and so then they need to go to the restroom. So then I went with them, and we just got lost. It was a maze. It was a literal maze. Like it was pretty cool school. It was like the back rooms kind of. Um, yeah. I also remember the last indoor show, like the final one, we didn't get into like the finals because, well, I think we did, but we only got like in 39th or something. I can't remember what place we got, but I remember just out of nowhere, we were watching this cool band performance, and then out of nowhere, I'm wearing this ramen sweater, and I'm sitting next to my friend, um, and then out of nowhere, my nose just starts bleeding, just like nonstop. And uh, crazy. But then after that, I finally worked up the courage to go to the director and say, "Hey, I don't think percussion is really the right fit for me. I think I want to quit." And he was like, "Okay, yeah." So then, yeah, after that, during at the start of my sophomore year last year, it was I ended up getting theater, which was also pretty fun. So yeah, um, yeah, I ended up making a lot of friends in band. A lot of people, because I'm in my junior year right now. So a lot of people who are still in band will recognize me. Well, they'll check up on me. Um, my favorite memories though from band was just the food. I really loved the food. I loved how the parents were. They were really nice people. Overall, when I didn't go when I couldn't play because of my broken ankle, they ended up making me the quote flag guy, and I thought that was pretty fun holding a flag. Um, so that was pretty fun, really. Overall, band was fun. It was hard. I hated and loved it, and every day I still think to myself, "Dang, should have should have just not quit band." But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's my first vlog. Bye.